This is gonna suck. Well, 2020 has struck again, and not just any kind of strike, but another strike, another huge blow to the music industry. Earlier in the year, it feels like so long ago already, but it was just this year that we lost Neil Peart, one of the titans of the drum set world, and now we've lost Eddie Van Halen, whom I consider to be one of the titans of the guitar world. Now, granted, at best, I would consider myself a casual guitar player, not nearly as versed in guitar as I am in, the drum set world. But nevertheless, Eddie Van Halen was a huge influence on me, and I didn't realize how much of an influence he was until, I actually took the time out to, after hearing the news of his death, to listen to some of the songs that had made a huge impact in my life as a kid. You don't really think about these things. Your life takes you over and you lose touch with some of the things that you used to enjoy. Me personally, I listened to quite a bit of Van Halen as a kid, mostly because my mom was a huge fan of Van Halen, and then I guess by proxy my dad became a big fan. And I remember him he seems to be the connection to all of my rock roots, I guess. But I remember him distinctly telling me about Van Halen and how the guitarist Eddie Van Halen and the drummer Alex Van Halen were siblings. And I thought that was just the coolest thing ever, especially because I have my own sibling. And I was like, man, a family. I mean, how cool is that to have so much talent in one family? And at the time it wasn't apparent, but as we both got older, my brother and I, we both came up with some slight talent in music. But I've always considered this channel to be more about musicians and musicianships, and just celebrating excellence and just some of the contributions he made to the guitar world. If I'm not mistaken, he was the pioneer or one of the pioneers of tapping, which I'm sure all of you guys know what that is, but just in case, it's playing with both hands up on the fretboard instead of picking. But not only that, he was such, in my opinion, a talented composer as well, in terms of everything that Van Halen wrote. I was listening to some of their stuff, I should say, on the way home, and it's like I said, it's been a long time that I've listened to them. And when you're young and inexperienced, obviously, in music, you just listen for the pleasure of it. But now being older, being able to understand music a lot better, these little nuances, these little things start to pop up for you. And I've never, analyzed Van Halen in this way, because I've mentioned before on the channel that once I hit college, even high school, and I started pursuing music seriously, it became more about other forms of music, mostly classical, analyzing classical musics, listening to Mozart, listening to Beethoven, a lot of time devoted to part writing and studying music theory. So you kind of lose that side of the more of the popular type music, which is one of the reasons why I started the React series on this channel, was because I was really interested to see what a more trained ear would pick up now with a little bit more knowledge. But anyway, I digress. Going back to listening to Van Halen, like, some of those melodies were so good, and from what I know, Eddie just he did whatever felt and sounded right to him. And he must have had I guess, for lack of a better term, God-given talent in that regard, because it was great. I was listening to, I can't remember what the name of the album was, the 95 album, which my parents had. And it took me right back to being a kid. And the funny thing is, when I first picked up the guitar, I was terrible at it. I think I was like 9. my grandmother had a guitar and I couldn't figure out how to use it, so I put it away for like 5 years until I think I was like 14 or 15. I picked it up again, and it's a whole other different story about how I picked up that guitar. But when I picked it up, he was certainly a big influence in me, in the fact that I thought to myself, I'm never going to play like that. I accept it. I'm going to learn how to tap, but I'm not going to be to that level of proficiency, technicality, musicality. I didn't know those were the things back then that I was not going to be able to achieve, but that's what it is now. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I just really wanted to come out here and talk a little bit about Eddie. I felt like it was important, him being such a big musician, being such a big influence, like I said. I think it's important to acknowledge that, as a music channel, as a music channel that celebrates musicians. Alas, I'm grateful for having been able to experience what Eddie Van Halen was, and I hope you guys are too. And I don't know about you guys, but I would love to react to and analyze a Van Halen song. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to it yet. I just have a huge backlog of material I need to get to, but I think it would be great to react to and listen to that, barring somebody blocking the video like it happened with Vital Signs. But that's beside the point. I'm more than happy to do some research, see if I can even do it, and hopefully I'll be able to bring that to you guys to celebrate a little bit more everything I kind of touched on very lightly. But yeah, other than that, thanks for listening to me. I just, let's celebrate Eddie's life together, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.